it finally took, at that time, my 6-year-old daughter, who sat down with me one day after a day of work and looked at me and said, "Mom, I don't want your life when I grow up." That, I think, was the wake up call for me. And I call that a moment of truth. Everyone has one of those moments in their life, or if you're lucky enough, you have a moment like that in your life. But that was the moment that I knew I needed to do something differently for myself, for my future, certainly for my own children. And that's when I just started to dive very deeply into personal development, my own wellness, my own well-being. And through that journey, what emerged was a whole new perspective around living, around life, around joy, around creating boundaries, around a new definition of success, one that resonates very deeply with me now. And what I love about that is I was able to turn that story around for myself right within the life I was leading at that moment. And it brought me to a place that I almost proved to myself, yes, there are different ways that you can live and show up. And that's what brought me to the place I am today, is that I just want to share that with as many people as I can. Because coming from the corporate world, I have seen and witnessed and continue to witness people just living a very one-dimensional way of life that robs them from the joy that's inherently everyone's to enjoy in this lifetime. And I just want to welcome people into the community that I've created under my new company to help them embrace that, live it, lead it, so that they can create a story for themselves that's one filled with joy, freedom, confidence, success, and not by chasing a definition that society has created for us while exhausting themselves.
It's such necessary and important work you're doing. And it's not always easy work. And not many people talk about what it takes to actually do this. Where I'd love to go next is, can you talk a bit about where you were before we started working together? What were your biggest challenges, roadblocks, struggles?
I could probably summarize where I was before in one word, and that's confusion, really, just in a nutshell. I certainly knew what I had to offer. It was all living inside of me, waiting to come out and just add value, as much value as I could to other people's lives. But I was confused about who I even wanted to speak with, how I was going to communicate it, how I was offering it to people. And so the conversations I was having at that time were very sporadic, very ineffective, and it left me feeling or doubting my own capability in even being able to serve the world in this way. Yeah, I just felt like I was spinning a little bit and not knowing which way to turn or where to even really begin. So confusion, I guess, would be, in a nutshell, just a way to describe it.
And we are coming up on almost our 1 year anniversary of working together. Where are you now? What has transpired in the past 11 or
First
so?
of all, I can't even believe it hasn't even been one full year, because so much has just risen from our relationship working together and working within your group. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. First of all, I'm more clear, certainly more clear on what it is that's my zone of expertise. I've been able to put that together into a complete program. I've now been able to communicate that effectively through my own storytelling and through just relationship building with others. I've created advertising around that. I've built a website around it. I have gained clients one-on-one. I've launched master classes from the content, the programming, and so the clarity around that came out of the confusion has led me to a place of confidence, authority, expertise that I just continue to hone and refine. And it feels like 5 years have passed through all the progress that's been made, and I can't even believe it's not even been a year.
Mm. So we've had the chance to do private coaching together, and you've also been a part of the mastermind community. What would you say has made a difference in your life overall, being a part of the coaching and the community?
The coaching community has made a difference in my life because this is a place I look forward to attending faithfully every single week. When I miss out on the opportunity to be part of that community and that call every single week, I feel like something is missing from my week, quite honestly. So it's that much of an important aspect of my day to day. And that comes from just the relationships that have been built within the group. This is an incredible group of women. I love that it's an intimate size because everyone is heard, everyone has space and time to share their voice, which I love. Everyone gets special attention. And what I love about it is just leaning into the expertise of everyone in that group from all over the world, all different aspects of health and wellness, all levels of expertise. And I learn something new every single week. I'm motivated every single week. I'm inspired every single week. And I feel like I've met just a beautiful group of women that I can call my friends, that we come into this group and we just celebrate one another every single week. And at the same time, we also help each other highlight the lessons that we need to learn from our own situations that might be setting us back or causing some frustration as well. So this is a support network that, quite honestly, I've never really felt in my entire career, my entire 25-year career.
There are so many groups and mastermind communities and business coaches out there. And I'm just curious, what would you say, what makes the coaching that we do and the community that's here unique or different?
What makes this group different is that it goes well beyond just business. And as a matter of fact, what's ironic about the whole thing is that we probably only speak about business 15% of the time. Because really what we're focused on in that discussion week to week is centered around leadership, self-leadership, self-development, and just the life skills that are necessary to support our own wellness, well-being, which indirectly and dare I say directly relates to how we're leading our businesses. So many of the answers that we discover together through just talking about self-development and self-leadership, in fact, answer the questions about what's going on in the business and how we even address it. So I would say that honestly is quite unique because I have been part of different professional circles. And in professional circles, it's always focused on the tactics. It's focused on resilience, stress management, time management, how to become more productive. And yes, all very important, but there's a layer deeper than that that needs to be tackled. And I feel like in this group, this is where we go. We go deep. We go deep to solve some of these things that in effect just resolve itself on the other issues that we come to the table with.
We do go deep. We cover
Yeah.
all grounds.
Yeah, we do. And in all facets of our life. So we're here and we're sharing all the dimensions of ourself and not just business, because it's almost like a false belief that, you've got an issue in your business and we fail to look at the whole picture of what's going on with the person. And the truth is, how we show up as a full person impacts the success we have in each parts of our life. So I love that about the group. And I think that's why everyone just feels so good when we leave that call every single week, is because we have not only supported each other's businesses, but we've supported each other.
And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the big takeaways you would want my audience to know?
The biggest takeaway that people should know, and especially those who are entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, is that in order to thrive, everyone needs connection, community, a network that they can rely on. So whether it is this group, because that's what this group has been for me, or another group that they choose for themselves, it is hard to go at anything when you're alone. And certainly, even if you're an entrepreneur running a team, you're still the CEO of your company. And it can be a lonely and isolating place at times. You need a network of people around you. When you think of the greatest CEOs that are out there, they have a board of directors, they have a leadership team that's supporting them, and you need your team of people around you in order to propel you forward, to keep you motivated, to keep you educated, to keep you inspired. That's what this group has served for me. That would be my biggest takeaway from all of this. And aha, is that if this is not a solo journey, you do need the right people around you. And it would just behoove you to find that group of people that support you in that way.
Mm,
Yeah.
amen to that.
Yeah.
Amazing. Any final thoughts before we close?
I, I just I just want to take the moment, since we're speaking one-on-one, just to let you know, Stephanie, how much I have loved meeting you, loved working with you. You are a person in and outside of these calls that I would just want to welcome into my life. You bring a warmth, a welcoming that I think is unique and special. And I think that's why the women in your group are so successful, is because that energy just flows between all of us. So thank you for holding the space for us. Thank you for the work that you do. And just thank you for always being an inspiration.